I'm Christina Penny. I'm a doctor of physical therapy, and I am with Active Life Physical Therapy, a GBMC affiliate. We're here today to go over some exercises and activities that can help us to stay active during the COVID-19 pandemic. We're all trying to do our part to be as social distant as we can, but also to keep ourselves healthy. With our office, what we're doing right now is we're having limited treatment hours and triaging our patients to best determine who would be safe to come into the office for an evaluation to determine some exercise programs that we can start you on versus do we need to have you kind of wait for some physical therapy until the health crisis has kind of passed. So in this portion of the exercise videos, we're going to go over some exercises that are going to be able to stretch out your shoulders and your knees. Let's go over the shoulder exercises first. So Bree, the first exercise that we're going to do is called a shoulder roll, okay? You're going to roll your shoulders up and back. Good. Perfect. Yep. So you're going to go that direction about 20 times. Yeah. And this should just feel kind of nice and relaxing and kind of the top of your shoulder, the back of your shoulder, the front of your shoulder. It shouldn't hurt. So if it does hurt, maybe just make those circles a little bit smaller. And then whenever you hit 20, we're actually going to switch directions. Now then you're going to take your shoulders forward. Yep, just to kind of get everything nice and moving, keep it mobile. And again, we're going for 20 reps with this one as well. Almost done. Perfect. Now the next one that we're going to do, I'm going to have you face actually the back wall so the camera can see your shoulder blades. What she's going to do is called a scapular pinch or scapular squeeze. It's going to get the muscles in between her shoulder blades kind of active and working. So what you're going to do is you're going to bring your shoulder blades down and in. Perfect. Good. You're going to hold it for about 5 seconds and then relax. Okay. Perfect. And we're going to do about 5 seconds. Okay. And 10 reps of those. One thing that you want to be mindful of is when you're doing this exercise, don't arch your back to bring your shoulder blades down. Keep your belly muscles nice and engaged. It should just come from your shoulder blades. Another thing to also be mindful of is that you shouldn't feel this in the upper part of your shoulder. If you are, it's a cheater muscle, and just try to bring your shoulder blades down a little bit more. Perfect. All finished with those. Nice, basically. Good. So the next 2 exercises that we're going to go over are stretching for your upper neck. And this will be great if you've been stuck kind of sitting in front of the computer for a while, working at home. The first one is called an upper trap stretch. So what you're going to do is you're going to face forward. You're going to tilt your head over, kind of taking your ear towards your shoulder. And you should feel a nice stretch up along this top part of your muscle here in your shoulder. And we're going to hold that for about 30 seconds. And again, it should just feel nice and relaxing and comfortable. Oh, try to keep your face forward, Bree. There you go. And do you feel it all along the top here? Great, that's where you should feel that. Almost done with this stretch. And take a break. Now, you're going to stretch the other side out. Same thing, 30 seconds. Okay. Something to be careful of is if you feel this pinching in your neck, then again, just don't take that stretch as far. And with any stretch, it shouldn't be painful, okay? It should feel kind of like a moderate intensity stretch. If it hurts, again, don't take that stretch quite as far. Maybe just back it off and take it here, not as far. Almost finished. Great. Now, for those of you at home, we usually recommend doing about 2 to 3 sets each side. but we'll just do one for today. The next exercise is called a levator stretch, and that muscle sits back here on the back of your shoulder blade, okay? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your chin down towards your armpit, okay? And where you should feel this stretch is actually on the opposite part of your neck, kind of down into your shoulder blade in here, okay? Is that where you're feeling it? Great. Same thing, you're gonna hold that stretch for about 30 seconds. Almost. Great. Now you're going to stretch the other side out. Okay. Yep, feeling it? Great. So something to be mindful with this exercise is that you might feel this all the way into the top of the back of your head, and that's okay, because that's where that muscle starts. So you might feel that stretch all the way up here, and that's a good thing. Just like with the upper trap stretch, okay, no stretch should be painful, it should be moderate intensity. If you're feeling any sharp pain in your neck anywhere, just back off that stretch and don't take it quite as far. Great. All right, now the last stretch that we're gonna do is to stretch out your pec muscles here, and we're gonna need a doorway for that. So we're gonna start with the easy version first, and that's a low pec stretch. So Bree, if you could put your right hand right along that doorway, and if you've got, yep. Now if you've got enough room at home, you could do both sides, but if it's a little tight, you can do one side at a time. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna step one foot forward. Beautiful. And what you should feel is a nice stretch in your pec muscles here. Again, we're gonna hold that for about 30 seconds, okay? And what you want to be mindful of is, again, it shouldn't hurt in your shoulder. If it does, back off that stretch a little bit and don't take it quite as far. Does it feel good? Nice. Now the next one that we're going to demonstrate is a little bit more of an elevated pec stretch, okay? For those of you at home that have some shoulder issues, this might not be an exercise that you're quite ready for yet. But for those who are, what Bree's going to do is going to take her arms up, think about elbows at a 90-degree angle, and same thing, she's going to step forward, beautiful, and you're just going to feel that a little bit broader across your chest, and again, that's for 30 seconds, okay? If this position's uncomfortable, lower your elbows down or go back to that first position that we started with. Almost finished. Great. So in this last portion of the exercises, we're going to go over some exercises to keep your legs nice and flexible. So Bree, first one I'm going to have you do is laying down. Okay. And so this first exercise is called a heel slide. So what Bree's going to do is she's going to slide her heel towards her bottom. Perfect, just like that. And then she's going to stretch it back down. Okay. And then on that same side, we're going to do 10 repetitions. Now you only take this as far as you can comfortably. It should feel like a nice mild stretch in your knee, maybe a little bit in the top of your thigh, but it shouldn't hurt your knee. If it hurts your knee, then don't lift it up quite as far. It's just enough to keep your knee nice and loose. More. then you're gonna switch and do 10 on the other leg. Now, if you're having a little bit of trouble with this exercise, you can take your shoe off and do this in bed, and then your foot will kind of slide nice and easily in bed as well. Just makes it a little bit easier. Great. All finished. So now I'm gonna have you stand up for me if you wouldn't mind. Okay, and I'll have you stand over here for me. Okay, now the next one that we're gonna do is a knee stretch at a step. So you can either use your stairs at home or a chair if it's available, or just a step stool, something that you can use to kind of put your foot on. So you're gonna put one of your feet on the step, yep. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna kind of lean forward and bend that knee. And you can take a little bit further, just where you feel like a nice comfortable stretch on your knee. Great. We're gonna hold that for about 10 seconds. Good, and relax. Okay, so on that same leg, we're gonna do 4 more. And there's gonna be for 10 seconds. Sometimes it helps if you put your hands on your thigh, because that can help you go a little bit further into that stretch. Good. And as always, with every exercise, this shouldn't hurt. If you're feeling any sharp pain in your knee, don't take this knee quite as far, okay? Two more. And last one for this side. Good, great. Now we're gonna switch legs. Okay. And again, 10 seconds, 5 times on this side as well. And you might notice that one side might be more flexible than the other, and that's okay. Everybody's body is shaped differently. And last one for this leg. So the next exercise that we're gonna do, Bree, I'm gonna have you lay on your stomach again. Okay. Now, these are called prone knee bends or a quad stretch. What we're gonna do is, now, if you have a strap at home or anything that is similar, like a dog leash or maybe a long sheet or a bathrobe tie, anything will work. If you don't have anything like this, even just bending your knee at home is fine, okay? We're gonna put this on your foot, okay? And I'm gonna give you this strap, okay? What you're gonna do, yep, is you're gonna pull your foot towards your bottom, okay? And you can relax your top half, okay? And as you pull, what you should feel is a nice stretch in the front of your thigh, okay? And we're gonna hold this for about 30 seconds. Now, places that you should feel this would be the front of your thigh and maybe a little bit in the front of your hip, okay? If this bothers your knee, this might not be the exercise for you, or you don't take it quite as far. Again, with every stretch, it should feel like moderate intensity and it shouldn't be painful in nature. Great. Okay, you're gonna take a break. Now, if you notice at home that your back is hurting with this a little bit, what you can do is take a pillow and place it underneath your hips. There you go. And that will give your low back just a little bit of support. Okay. And we're gonna do the same thing, 30 seconds. This is a great exercise to kind of stretch your thighs out, especially if you've been sitting at your computer for a while at home doing a lot of work. Great. So now we're going to switch legs. Okay. There you go. And then you're going to go ahead and switch hands. Perfect. All right, same thing. And you notice Bree might be a little bit more flexible in her right leg, and that's normal as well. You might feel that you're more tight on one leg versus the other. Again, you're looking for a moderate intensity stretch in the front of your thigh. Good. Take a break. We've got one more with this one. The front of your thighs should feel nice and loose after this exercise. This is also a great exercise to do if you notice that the front of your knees have been a little bit more sore. Sometimes this helps with front of the knee pain as well. Almost there, Bree. Great. Okay, I'll take that from you. And the last exercise that we're going to do for our flexibility portion is a hamstring stretch. So Bree, if you could sit in the chair for me. Okay, now at home, if you don't have a step stool readily available, you can always do this on the floor with your foot on the floor. But for here, I'm going to have you put your foot up on that step. Good, keep your toe pointed up. Keep up nice tall with your trunk, and I'm going to have you bend from your waist just till you feel a nice stretch in the back of your thigh, okay? Again, that should feel moderate intensity in nature, okay? And it shouldn't hurt. If you start to notice that you're getting some tingly sensations in your toes, definitely don't take this as far. This is for 30 seconds as well, and we're doing twice on each side. Great. Okay, take a break. And then whenever you're ready, we're going to do that same leg again. Okay, again, up nice and tall from your trunk and bend from your waist. Again, 30 seconds. One thing to be mindful with this is to not round out your back, okay? Because you won't get a most effective stretch from your hamstrings, and it might actually irritate your low back a little bit. You feeling a good stretch? Good. Great. So now, Bree's going to switch legs. Okay. All right, she's got some good form here. Again, this is a great exercise to do after you've been sitting for a long period of time. It just gets those muscles kind of loose and mobile again. Great. And one last one. Oh, remember, yep. She corrected herself. She kept her trunk up nice and tall. And again, you're looking for a nice stretch in the back of your thigh. You might feel it a little bit in the back of your knee as well. And that's it. Thank you for joining us in our program to stay nice and active and healthy during the COVID-19 crisis.